Okay, good morning or good evening, everybody. Welcome to this Verbling class. My name is Teacher Amy, and this class today is going to be a reading and pronunciation class mainly, with some speaking. We've got a bit of a weird topic today. Our topic is Are insects the future of food? So we're going to be reading an article about that topic together, practicing our pronunciation and our speaking, and then yeah, discussing what we think of it. So do come along in if you've booked a slot in this class. I think we might be fully booked, so if you'd like to join us, then you are welcome to watch along as well. Before we get started and before we say hi to our students this morning, let me let you know about a few things that I always tell you at the beginning of my classes, just so that you can have a better experience here on Verbally. So the first one is my Facebook page. If you check out my Verbling Facebook page, it's quite a good place to go. All of the teachers have one of these, so that you can see what's happening in their sort of Verbling area, what classes that they are doing. I sometimes put up extra resources or cool stuff I find during the week. So go and check that Facebook page out if you'd like to, and keep in touch with me and the other students that perhaps you might meet in my classes or other classes too on there. Then you also have my Verbling teacher page, which is the second link that you'll see in the chat box. And this is where you should go if you want to do a number of things. You can write me a message. If you want to ask me a question or just get in touch with me for any reason, do feel free to write me a message there. You can see which classes are coming up and what their topics are. So finding out if you're interested in, say, one of my series like Around the World in 80 Days, you'll know when the next class is coming up. And if you click on the blue follow button, then you'll receive an automatic notification about my classes to save you from the trouble of going to all these different pages of the teachers on Verbling. What else can you do there? You can also see my tutoring schedule, well, my general timetable. So the free slots that you see are available there are free for tutoring. If you're interested in private tutoring, a number of my students come for different reasons. Some to practice British pronunciation, grammar, reading, anything you like really, but you get one-on-one focus, so you can make a little bit more progress. You can ask all the questions you want to, and it's sometimes a good way of kind of focusing your English on something and making a bit of extra progress. So I think that's all that you need to know. If you have any more questions, do let me know, and we're going to say good morning or good evening or good afternoon to our lovely students. So who do we have? First of all, we have Paolo. Good evening or morning. Whereabouts are you?
Evening. Here in Italy is evening. Late
All right,
evening.
Paolo. Good evening to you.
Thanks.
It's nice to meet you. I've never met you before, I don't think.
No, it's just the first time.
All right,
Yes,
well,
nice to
good to
meet
meet you,
you.
Paolo. Here, we'll do an imaginary handshake.
Okay, yeah.
Tell me about yourself, Paolo. Why are you learning English?
I'm trying to improve my skill in English because I'd like to work abroad. Because in Italy, I am a policeman, but I have got the opportunity to work in an Italian embassy abroad. But I have to improve my skills in English to go there to get there.
Wow, that's very cool. I've never had a student tell me that before.
Okay.
All right.
There is always a first time for everything.
There is a first time for everything.
Yeah.
Exactly, Paolo. Very good. Well, lovely to meet you and welcome.
Okay, me too.
All right, who else do we have this morning, this evening? Ismail, good evening to you.
Thank you, teacher. How are
How are
you?
you today? I'm good, thank
I
you.
am very well, thank you.
Excellent. Why are you very well? Is there a particular reason?
No,
Just having a good life.
yes,
That's what I like to
thanks.
hear. I'm great. That's good, Ismail. And how's your studying going? Is that going okay?
Yes, I hope so.
Excellent. All right, well, welcome to the class. I love your picture. I think you've changed that since I last saw you, haven't you?
No.
No, you haven't changed it? Maybe I just forgot. All right, well, welcome anyway. Let's see who else we have. We have Haydar. Haydar? Is that how I say it?
Yeah, it's Haydar, and hi.
Hello, where are you from, Haydar?
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I just got a bit of noise in my ears then. I'm having a little bit of a problem hearing you. Could you speak up a bit louder?
It's related to my microphone, and I can really.
That's better, that's better. Whatever you're doing now is better.
Yeah,
Great. Where are you from, Haydar?
I am from Turkey.
All right, well, welcome. Have you had a good day?
I sleep all day.
You slept all day. How come? Why did you sleep all day?
I feel sick today.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you had a bad day, maybe. Well, maybe not. Sleeping all day. Do you feel any better after your sleep?
Yeah, I feel better because I was cold. Now I am not.
Excellent. All right. Well, there you go. Sleeping can cure lots of stuff. So, welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Who else have we missed here? Ivan. Hello.
Hi teacher, how are you doing?
I'm great, thank you, Ivan. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank
Good. Studying okay? Work okay?
you. Yes, everything is moving slowly,
Moving slowly.
smoothly.
Smoothly? Smoothly. Oh, smoothly is better than slowly, probably. All right. Great to see you again.
Thank you.
Who else do we have? Don't want to miss anybody here. Raphael. Hello.
Hello, Amy.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Good.
Fine.
Yeah. Things ticking along nicely.
Yes, we can put it this way.
All right. Any exciting news? No?
No, nothing interesting. Just the same, struggling, fighting every day with this universe of words.
Struggling every day with this universe of words. I love it. Sounds like a philosophical quote, Raphael. All right, well, good to have you and welcome.
Thanks.
Let's see who else we have. David from Colombia. How are you?
Yeah, teacher, I am good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. And how's everything over there in Colombia? Are you having nice weather?
The weather the weekend was good.
Yeah?
Maybe I think rain a little in the afternoon of Sunday, I think, in the Sunday. But the Monday is also like sunny.
Yeah.
Very good. And yes.
Great. It's been raining here for, I don't know, 3 days. I quite like it raining for a little while because you appreciate it when it's sunny so much more. That's what I do. All right, let's say hello to Kako.
Hi, teacher. Caco.
Kako, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Brazil. It's my second class with you. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. I apologize for forgetting how to pronounce your name.
It's my second class after a long time.
Yes, I think so. I haven't seen you for a while. Tell me, how's life? Is it okay?
It's okay, teacher.
Good.
It's
Treating
okay.
you okay.
No problem.
Good.
I cannot
welcome.
complain.
You can't complain.
Thank you.
We've had some good idioms this morning already. All right, excellent. Let me see who else we have today. Welcome to Kako. Bruno.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
How are you? I think the last class I had with you, Bruno, was Mars, right?
Yeah, that's right. And it was about
How
Mars.
are you doing? Yeah.
I'm
Doing
doing well.
okay?
Yes. Everything is normal.
Everything is normal. It sounds like we've got a room full of students who are having a good time, which is so great. Just reminding you guys, if you're not speaking, could you please mute your microphone? Especially when we have 9 students, it gets a bit noisy if we have even small background noise. So, welcome, Bruno. It's good to have you.
Okay, thank you.
And Anton, hello. Are you there? Are you there, Anton? A tech problem? Alright, well, do say hello as soon as you get your tech problem sorted out, and we'll say hi to you, but welcome anyway. Okay, you're going to be back in a moment. Alright, guys, so we're going to be reading this evening, or this morning for me, and it's kind of a weird topic. But, well, we'll see. I just want to warn you that there's a pretty gross-looking picture as soon as you load this article, so do prepare yourselves mentally for that. I'm going to do a screen share so that we can read along together like we usually do. And you can see the article there. Now, we'll just have a look at the title and the picture before we start reading. Let me tell you how this class is going to run. So what we do is I will ask you to read a paragraph or perhaps a little bit more depending on the article and how much time we have. You'll do your best to read it in your best English accent with your best pronunciation, and I will help you if you get stuck. I'll also let you know if there's anything that can help you improve. And we'll also talk about all of the vocabulary or grammar or anything that you don't understand together after each person has read, so that we can follow what we're reading as well as practicing our pronunciation. I would like to ask Bruno, I'll start with you. Could you read the title for us quickly, please?
Okay. How insects could feed the food industry of tomorrow.
Thank you. Okay, so does anyone have any prior knowledge about this topic? Has anyone heard about this before?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yes, I have already read about that.
All right, Paula. What did you find out? What is this talking about?
But what I have already read is about the fact that Europe is trying to change the habits of European about food, because they think our governments think that we eat too much meat. So they want to change the meat with the insects, but it's not easy to do that. So in the next years, they'll try to do a strong campaign. To change our behavior about this topic.
Okay, interesting.
Because
Thank you. Yeah?
they claim that insects have more protein.
Yep.
Protein than normal meat. This kind of meat is more suitable for human beings.
Okay.
Even if it could be strange, could sound strange for us.
Okay, thank you, Paula. That's very informative. Has anyone here eaten an insect before? On purpose? Not just because something flew into your mouth, but has anyone actually eaten? No?
I have never eaten an insect.
Me neither. Anyone here has?
I heard that McDonald's.
Okay, hold on. David, what did you say?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a rumor, but I heard that McDonald's replace meat with beef with meat from worms, but I'm
Worm
not
meat.
sure.
That's lovely, David. I hope that's not true. It may well be. Raphael, what did you say?
I just asked, sleeping or awake?
Sleeping or awake? Awake, Raphael.
No, no, I
On
don't.
purpose. On purpose.
No, not
No?
as I remember.
No, it doesn't count if a fly flew into your mouth and you swallowed it while you were asleep or while you were riding a bicycle or something. But it has to be eating an insect on purpose. No one's done it? Alright. Okay, so that little picture of maggots doesn't exactly make me feel hungry. In fact, it does quite the opposite to me. I don't know about you guys. Let's start reading. We're going to get Bruno to continue because he's only done the title for us. So Bruno, if you could start, please. I'll zoom in a bit. There we go. From here, and I'll let you know when to stop.
Okay. Would you eat meat feed on maggots, raising pigs, chickens, and fish on insects larvae? Larvae, how to say that? Larvae?
Larvae, yep.
Could change the way we farm animals, says Nick Fleming. Millions of maggots squirm over black neat pieces of fruit and bloody lumps of fetid flesh. A pungent stench of festering decay hovers over giant vats of writhing,
yep.
Yeah, writhing, feasting larvae. It's more than enough to put most people off their lunch. Yet these juvenile flies could soon be just one step in the food chain away from your dinner plate. The next
One
paragraph
more,
too.
Yeah, one more.
Okay. Such nausea-inducing scenes are daily occurrences at a test site owned by Agriprotein, a South African company which began building what it says will be the world's largest fly farm a few weeks ago. Others in the US, France, Canada, and the Netherlands are also gearing up for large-scale farming of insects to feed chicken, pigs, and farmed fish.
Thank you. Great reading, Bruno. Okay. We've got a bit of vocab here. But let's talk about what you've read so far. Really great reading. You had some tricky words. You did really well. Let's start from the beginning. This one here is fed. Fed.
Fed.
And then we had blackened.
Blackened.
This is fetid. Oof.
Fetid.
Yep. And then a couple of ones that you got right, but I'll just go over them to give you a bit more confidence. So this is juvenile. Juvenile, yeah. And then this word, which I have a feeling is going to come up quite a bit today, is protein.
Protein, okay.
So protein has the emphasis on the first syllable. Protein.
Protein.
Yes, that's right. Great. Well done, Bruno. Thank you. All right, let's talk about it, guys. What words did you not understand, if any?
What is the meaning of fed?
Of fed. Fed is the past tense of... okay, so would you eat meat fed on maggots? It comes from the verb to feed.
Oh, okay.
I didn't understand what is the meaning of pungent.
Pungent, that's a great word. Does anyone know what pungent means? Sorry, I didn't hear that. Can you try again? Oh. No. Alright, pungent basically means that something is very strong in its smell or taste. Very, very strong. So in this case, it's a stench, which is what? Does anyone know what the word stench means?
Yeah, it smell like dirt.
Yeah, a stench is an extremely bad smell, like the worst kind of smell that you can imagine. So a pungent stench is basically an extremely strong, bad smell. Okay, any other words?
Yeah, teacher. And decay hovers.
Okay, so the word hovers?
Yeah.
Okay, what does to hover mean? Anyone know? Nobody? Okay, hovering is to do with flying, sort of. If you fly, then you're in the air but you're moving, right, from one place to another. If you hover, you're in the air but you're still. You're just staying still in the air over one particular place. So basically something that if the decay is hovering, it means that it's just sort of just floating in the air above this I don't know how many maggots there are in a big tub or something.
Like
But
an
basically,
hovercraft.
exactly like a hovercraft, Raphael. Yeah, a hovercraft is like what we use to travel across water. It doesn't exactly hover, but it sort of does. Any others? That's right, they're in vats, it says here. Does anyone know what a vat is?
It's like a bee, but it's black. Is that?
It doesn't have to be black. It's not really specified by the colour, but yes, it's a big container sort of thing. Yeah. Usually we use it when we're talking about liquid. So a vat of some type of liquid. But here we've got a vat of maggots. Oh, okay. Any other words?
Container.
Lots of adjectives here, hey? Okay, I missed those two. Could you repeat that one?
Driving.
Okay, what does writhing mean?
Right.
Anyone know? No? Okay, writhing is basically sort of like wriggling. It's a word that is like moving, but it gives the idea that it's maybe in pain or it's continual movement. It's, yeah, not particularly. I suppose you could say wriggling as instead of writhing, but sometimes we use them together. What else have we got here? Any others?
I do. What is the meaning of food chain away in the food chain away?
Okay, so what we have to get is this one step, because that's part of it. Okay, so one step away, or one step away from, is the phrase, and then in the food chain is a description. So I think you understand what one step away from something means, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the food chain?
Is
The food chain.
is the pyramid of food.
The process.
Okay, yeah, close, guys. The food chain is like the scientific description of the way that the small animals get eaten by bigger animals, which get eaten by bigger animals, which get eaten by bigger animals. So the bottom of the food chain, for example, is like, I don't know, maggots, and the top of the food chain is maybe us or other predators, big predators like, for example, lions, because nothing eats lions as their main food. That's what it means by food chain. Does everyone get that? All right.
I think the article intends to treat the insects as a source of raw material to be supplied to the industry in order to be transformed in processed foods. Okay,
Yes.
teacher.
Great. Well done. That's a great little summary and introduction. Thank you, Cacao. Okay. let's continue reading and find out what happens next. So it's now your turn to read, Cacao, from here, hundreds.
Okay. Hundreds of people attended to insects to feed the World Conference in Wageningen in the Netherlands earlier this month. Many of them are convinced that bugs can provide a sustainable alternative to more conventional but increasingly expensive cereals, fish meal, and soybeans.
Keep going.
While it may be normal for chickens scratching around a farmyard to gobble up grubs and bugs, until now no one has taken it to an industrial scale or fed insects to animals that eat others' foods in the wild. So can customers stomach the idea of tucking into smoked salmon, chicken burgers, and pork chops that come from maggot-fed animals?
Thank you. Great reading, Cacao. I don't really have any words there to tell you that you mispronounced, so well done. You took it nice and slowly. What you can work on now is just the connecting up of your words, so that the fluency between your words. But really well done. Excellent. Okay, do we have any questions about the vocab?
Yeah, what is the meaning of scale smoked salmon?
This one here? Smoked salmon.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, what's smoked salmon? Anyone know?
The salmon, the fish called salmon, after to be slaughtered,
Yeah.
is put over the smoke to absorb the components of smoke from wood burning.
Thank you. Beautiful description. Well done. That's exactly right. So it's a way of preserving or kind of cooking the salmon. Salmon is a fish, a pink fish, with a high oil content, I think. All right. Any other questions?
Global up.
Gobble up. To gobble up. What does gobble up mean? Anyone know?
To pick from the soil. I am imagining trying to uncover the meaning.
No, you're doing great. You're getting the right idea. Gobble is one of those words that you'd find in a children's book because it is very emotive. It basically means to eat something, but in quite a fast way and as if you're very excited about eating it. So if you gobble something up, it means you eat it in a short period of time with lots of enthusiasm. Like maybe you would gobble up a piece of birthday cake or something. And obviously chickens really like eating grubs, so they gobble them up.
It's like eat it up.
Eating up, exactly the same as eating up. It just has more emotional impact, I suppose. All right, any other questions?
I do. What is the meaning of tuck? The idea of tucking to smoked salmon.
Okay, so the idea of, I think that's quite clear. Yeah, it means thinking about doing something rather than actually doing it. To tuck into, what does to tuck into mean?
I don't know.
Anyone? No? Okay, now in this particular context, to tuck into means, it's another way of saying to eat, enthusiastically. So if you are served a meal and somebody says to you, tuck in, it means eat it. Go for it, guys. Don't wait. But it also has another meaning, to tuck something in. Is for example, if you have trousers on and a shirt, you would normally, if you're a man, you would normally need to tuck in your shirt to make it look smart. If you leave it hanging out, the shirt will cover your trousers and it won't look very tidy. So you tuck it into your trousers, and then you can see like the top of your trousers instead of your shirt covering them.
I usually tuck in my kids into the bed.
Yay, exactly. Right, so to tuck in your children to bed is exactly the same, and that's a nice one. Yeah, thank you, Ahmad, to put something inside something else. Correct. Alright, let's move down past the image of the fly. Oh, God. Okay, who have we got next? It must be David, the UN.
Yeah, teacher. The UN Food and Agriculture Organization estimates that population growth and increased demand for meat and fish will require 70 more feet for cattle by 2050. This will put extra strain on arable land and further pressure on fish stocks. Currently, a third of the fish landed gets turned into meal to feed animals, and the cost of feeding livestock has soared. Ingredients for traditional animal feeds are becoming increasingly expensive, especially fish meal, because of our exploitation of the oceans, says Arnold Van Hoos, an entomologist at Wageningen University and co-author of the Insect Cookbook, an English translation of which was published in March. Cereals are used, but the nutritional profile of plant proteins is not enough. Soya is high in protein, but prices have also risen sharply. We need alternatives.
Thank you. Alright, great work. Great reading. Just two things I want to talk about. This one here, this word here is profile. So the emphasis on the first one, profile.
Yeah, profile.
Yep. And then here we have risen. Whoops, risen.
Reason.
Good. Alright. Thank you. Great reading. Okay. Do you want to just do this last sentence here as well for us?
I read the last.
Yes, please.
Okay. It's hardly surprising the entrepreneurs are investigating new possibilities.
Great.
Is entry. What is the pronunciation?
Entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs, and the meaning also.
What is the meaning of entrepreneur? Anybody know?
A businessman.
Yep. What kind of a businessman? Huh?
Starters.
I didn't hear that. Sorry, can you repeat one more time?
Starters.
Yes, thank you, Ivan. It's a businessman basically that starts new things, right? Who like starts new businesses or does innovative stuff. And the reason why they're talked about here is because they're the ones who are investigating new possibilities, right? New stuff. Okay, any questions about any of the other vocab from anybody?
Oh, how do you pronounce entrepreneurs?
Entrepreneurs. Yeah, entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Could you please read the sentence, and the cost of feeding livestock has soared?
Sure. This one here. Just want me
Yes.
to read it. Just want me to read it.
Yes.
And the cost of feeding livestock has soared.
Soared. Thank you.
No problem.
What does it mean to soar?
Good question. What does to soar mean? Anybody know?
To race.
Yeah? In this
Well,
case, yeah?
ascend.
Like
Mm,
rising
Yes.
or claiming in the air, something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. To fly in
Rock
the
in
air.
the sky.
Exactly. So if a bird soars, it basically means that, I believe it means that he doesn't actually flap his wings. His wings are still, that he's still flying. He's using the air current to fly. And then when you use it in like a metaphorical kind of context, it means to rise, yeah, go up.
In a high
I
rate?
have a question.
Yes, at a high rate, yes.
Emmy, I have a question.
Sure.
Soybean is the same of soya?
Yes. So there's
Okay.
different, I don't know why that we have two kind of spellings, but we can say soy or soya. In the UK it tends to be soya. I think the US tends to say soy. They're the same thing. Yep.
Yes, but soybean, bean, and soya are the same thing?
Yeah, they are. They're the same
Ah.
plant. So soybean is like the actual plant, and then you get lots of different soy or soya products from it. So it's talking about the same thing, yes.
Okay.
Okay, great. Let's continue. We're going to go down to Haida. Could you please read from Agri Protein announced?
Okay. Agri announced earlier this month that it had raised $11 to build its first two commercial scale farms. The first, in Cape Town, will create 20 tons of larva and 20 tons of fertilizer per day. It uses three species: the black soldier fly, the blowfly, and the common housefly. Each is adapted to feed on different types of wasty, and their meals include leftover or spoiled food, manure, and abattoir waste. Males and females are bred in giant cakes, and their eggs are extracted and mixed with its food. 1 kilogram of egg turns into around 38 308 kilogram of larvae in just 3 days. The larvae are then extracted, dried and milled, leaving behind nitrogen-rich material for compost.
Thank you. Great reading. Well done. Okay. We've got a few things to go over. You had some numbers to deal with here, didn't you? So let's talk about this one. This is raised.
Raised.
And then here, when we have an M after a dollar sign, it stands for million. So it's $11 million.
$11 million.
Correct. And this word here is larvae. Larvae.
Larvae.
Yeah, so we have one larva, two or more larvae.
Larvae, okay.
Cool. What else did we have here? Waste. This one here, waste.
Waste.
This is abattoir.
Abattoir?
Yes, abattoir. And this one here is 380 kilograms.
380 kilograms.
Alright, I can hear someone having a little go at the local dictionary. Okay, so let's ask any questions about these two paragraphs to see if we follow what it's saying.
I didn't know abattoir meaning.
What does abattoir mean? Anybody know?
The local where animals are killed in order to be used as food.
Exactly right. Beautiful definitions from you today, Kakao. Thank you.
Slaughtered.
Yes, absolutely. Any other questions?
Black, the difference, black soldier fly, ball fly, house fly. I think maybe Google Image will
We'll help
be
you out with
useful.
that one. Absolutely. I am not really sure on the difference, but yeah, it's just 3 different species. So
No.
check out Google Images if you want to find out more. All right. Let's get Ismail to read for us from here, please. Agri-Proteins Mag Meal.
Agri-Proteins McMeal product is approved as a feed for chickens and fish in South Africa. The company is also preparing to apply for approval for an iron-rich product made from larvae fed on blood and guts for use as an additive for breeding sows. Piglets aren't born with enough iron, and in the wild animals usually get what they need from soil. In captivity, they need iron supplements. Agri-Protein hope their product will be cheaper.
Great. Okay. So what we're going to do is just have a look at this one here. You did really great reading. There's only one word I have to comment on, and that is sows, Ismail. Sows.
Sows.
So a sow is different pronunciation to the verb, which is to sow, even though it's the same spelling. What is a sow? Can anybody figure it out from
Is
the
the
context?
The female of a pig?
Yeah, exactly right. A female pig. Correct. There's a really lovely picture of a maggot, I think, up close there for all of you guys to enjoy. Are there any questions about vocab?
I do.
Yeah?
What is the meaning of in captivity?
Good question. In captivity is opposed to in the wild, Bruno. So that might help you. Do you know what in the wild means?
In a forest.
Exactly.
Something like
So yeah, in the wild basically means that animals are not looked after by humans. They live by themselves, right? In captivity is the opposite. It means that they are looked after by humans. They can't escape. They are captive. Haha. Poor animals. All right. Let's continue. It must be Ivan's turn. Ivan to read from Agri-Protein is not alone.
Agri-Protein is not alone. The Vancouver-based Emerald Feed Corporation hopes to triple production of black soldiers, fly larvae, products for pet food, and eventually for agriculture feed by next summer. Environ Flight, based in Ohio in the US, also produces feed for farmed fish made from black soldier fly larvae. Winsect hopes to be farming mealworms and black soldier flies near Paris on the largest scale by 2016, and Protics Biosystems in the Netherlands is now planning to expand its black soldier fly farming operation, selling larvae lipids for use in animal feed and protein to pet food manufacturers.
Great, thank you. Great reading. Well done. This one here is the only word I have to comment on, and it's pronounced biosystems rather than biosystems.
Biosystems.
Yeah. Okay, well done. Thank you very much.
What is lipids?
Okay, it's basically a scientific word. I believe that it's some kind of something related to liquid or some kind of substance in the body. You might have to look that one up in the dictionary to get the exact definition, because it's not
Okay.
exactly an everyday word. If anyone wants to check that out in the dictionary and let us know,
A
that would be brilliant.
substance that is an important part of living cells, mainly in the form of a fat or oil.
There we go. Thank you. So it's to do with fat and oil, but it's a
Okay,
substance. Correct.
thank you.
No worries. Any other questions, guys? No.
To pet food.
Pet food. What's pet food?
The food used to create to grow little animals like dogs, cats, etc.
Yep, so a pet, that's correct, Cacao, is an animal.
Manufacturers are those industries that produce that product used as food to those animals.
Yeah,
Okay?
absolutely. Brilliant, thank you. I'll just clarify what a pet is. A pet is basically an animal that you keep at home for pleasure, right? A dog, a cat, a bird, something that's part of your family. So pet food is the food that you have to feed those animals. They don't usually eat the same as you. I shouldn't think, although it depends. All right. Okay, thank you, Ivan. And it's Paolo's turn to read from laws in some regions.
Okay, laws in some regions, however, are currently preventing insect feed taking off. In the European Union, insects fall under the same rules as traditional livestock once they have been killed, dried, or otherwise processed. That means their protein can be fed to pets but not to animals destined for human consumption. Even if this was to be changed, other regulations state that farmed animals cannot be fed on catering waste or manure. This regulation, drawn up in the wake of the 1990s BSE crisis, were never intended to apply to insects.
Just keep reading.
Sorry?
Keep reading just this last bit
Okay.
here.
The European Commission Directorate General for Health and Consumers in Brussels is working towards allowing insect meal to be fed to farmed fish, but this is likely to take a year.
Great reading, thank you. Well done. Okay, any questions about the meaning, guys?
Livestock, for example, what does it mean exactly?
Anyone know?
I think that is the farm dedicated to grow animals.
Yeah, absolutely. So livestock is talking about animals, basically, that people are involved with, that people raise, that people look after on a farm or something.
Cattle, for example, a cattle is a kind of livestock.
Cattle, yeah, correct.
Cattle, or no? Yes.
So the traditional livestock is talking about cattle, for example, something that we've always raised, goats, I don't know, sheep, pigs, that type of thing.
Excuse me, what is gathering waste or manure?
Okay, so let's do them one at a time. What is catering waste? Anyone know?
The garbage proceeding from the processing of foods, like as restaurants or industrial production of foods, or in order to be used in flights, during flights,
Good examples, yeah.
in
Great
planes.
example. Thank you, Cacao. That's absolutely right. Catering has to do with producing food or drink, like commercially, to sell to people. So restaurants, aeroplanes, anywhere that produces food for people to eat is kind of in the catering industry. And obviously there's a lot of waste from that. When people chuck away their half-eaten apples or don't finish their meals at a restaurant, that would be catering waste. And then manure is something else. What's manure? Anyone care to describe that?
Is the shit.
Yes, quite bluntly, that's correct. It's a nice way of putting it, perhaps, if you want to be a bit more, I don't know,
Teacher.
use less idioms. Excrement, you could say? Yep. Question?
Manure is the waste from mankind, or from
No.
other species too?
Manure is referring to animal excrement. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah.
Not human excrement.
No, not human excrement.
Okay, I thought that manure was
Manure,
from
yeah.
man.
Good point. I had never noticed that, Cacao, but you're right. It's actually animal excrement. So usually we're talking about like from cows or horses or something. Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. Good point. Okay. Raphael, we're finally up to you. Could you read from different laws, please?
Different laws apply in different U.S. states. Insect-based ingredients in feed given to animals bred for human consumption are allowed in Ohio, and manufacturers are hopeful that other states will follow their lead. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency is also considering allowing protein and fats from insect larvae to be used in aquaculture and chicken feed.
Keep going, Raphael.
There are different views on the speed with which the law should be revised.
One more paragraph.
Some work with all kinds of risky material, like manure or human faces, to open up the whole thing at once, says Keys Art of Products Biosystems. It's a bridge too far. It is also important that the industry does not oversell itself. Insects can play an important role in providing a new source of nutrients in a world of growing demand, but they cannot solve all the big problems we are facing all at once.
All at once.
All at once, okay.
Yeah. Great, Raphael. Well done. All right. No comments from me. Perfectly read. Okay, any questions here, guys? Any confusing words in this part? Or was this generally straightforward? Let me just focus. Let me just highlight this word here. Feces is the scientific word for excrement. Human feces. So guys, you know, I don't know why Haidar would like me to choose another article next time. So much great vocab, Haidar, don't you think? All right, I understand why you may be a little put off. However, I think there are some really good words for you guys to learn, and although these are kind of disgusting words, they are still important, right? Because you need to know if someone is talking about something like this in English so that you can avoid it. All right, guys, so if there's no more questions about vocab, what do we think about the topic? I'll ask you, Haidar. We've been listening and taking it in. What do you think? Is this a gross idea to eat meat that's been eating insects? What do you think?
No, it's not, but it's look like healthy than normal food.
You think it's healthier than normal food?
Yeah, I wrote I read another articles like that, and in my language, and they are uh, they are they think it's healthy to eat bugs, protein
Yep.
bugs. Yeah.
Alright, so I suppose there's a bit of a difference between eating the bugs themselves and eating animals that have eaten bugs. And what if the bugs have been eating, like, well, the bugs eat blood and guts, they eat feces or manure, they eat lots of gross stuff, and then we eat the meat that's eating the bugs. Does anyone else find that a bit weird, or do you think it's fine and you wouldn't mind eating meat that's comes from this?
It's about that famous quote, which which I don't see, heart doesn't feel.
Yep. That's true, Raphael. Or maybe what you don't know can't hurt you. There's quite a few different idioms related to that. We'll just ask Anton. Anton, because I never said hello to you in the end. What do you think of this?
Yeah, it's difficult to understand why this happened, but because our customs are not related to these things. But as some partners said, some research allow us to know that this is the future, and it's probably the only way to make I don't know the word.
Sustainably? Yeah.
Yeah, the food chain of all the world. Um, we have to invest and we have to reflect about new ways of doing something like that. And if it's something healthy, why not? It's the only way we have probably to find new nutritional ingredients for animals or for person. I don't know. It's a new way to learn, and I don't want to eat any insect, but I probably eat in the future, even if I don't like.
Good point. That was a great way to sum it up. Thank you, Anton. I think you've got to be right there. I mean, I don't think anyone would choose this as their first choice, but it might be a good solution to a problem that we're going to end up having, so possibly. Would anyone vote for going vegetarian instead of eating bugs?
Yes, the bottom line is that human beings should change the way that they eat, because we should cut back on quantity of meat.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I think a lot of scientists believe that meat is not so healthy for human beings, because our stomach is not made for that kind of food, but just for vegetables and other kind or other things like that.
Yeah, absolutely, Paolo. I think I have to agree with you. I'm not sure whether I want to continue eating meat if it comes from that source. I don't know, really. I suppose we'll have to wait and see. But well done, all of you, for a great class, some really good reading, and I hope you've got a list of vocabulary that you can use when you watch The Addams Family next. All of that gross stuff. So have a great evening, guys. If you want to practice some more speaking, come along to my next class. We're going to be talking about the world's greatest teachers, or the teachers that have changed your life. So thank you all for coming. I hope to see you again soon. See you later.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye. Bye.